in this book. But this small book also gives very beautiful explanation. So the fifth verse, what is taught, that how to respect the devotees who call upon God. And out of that respect, love for Krishna also, or love for God also, generate in our heart. If you cannot respect a person who is thinking of God, taking his name, who is trying to engage himself in devotional practice, you have no respect for that, means you have no respect for your own ideal. Therefore, it is a sign of your spiritual growth. So we read that this from this book, the same thing, the verse is Krishna iti jasya giri, whose Krishna, Lord or name of God. Here Krishna, you can generalize any name of God, whose gira in the mouth, who utters that. That person should be adored, endeared. Manasha adriyeta, one should ador kara, love, affectionately take him or her with respect. Dikshasti chet, that person who has got initiation in the name of God, that person should be pranati vischa. You should salute that person. That is advanced than me by getting initiation into the practice of spiritual discipline and repeating the holy mantra, etc. Bhajantam isham. So you should have to respect them by salutation. Sushrushaya bhajana viggam anannamannam. And we should have to serve, do personal service to that type of holy people who bhajana viggam, who is expert in doing bhajan. He sits for meditation, prayer, his time goes away in that deep absorption. And also, anannam anna na nindadishunnam hridayam. That person will never hear a word of criticism from that type of devotee. If you see that, you should serve him. We should do that so that our spiritual growth happens like that. Nindadi Sunnam. The Bhakti Shastra is talking about criticism all over. Vedanta appears to be criticism. Vedanta is not criticism. Vedanta is the analysis of the truth. That is different. And criticism what? Everyone is bad, I am good. Everyone is wrong. You did that, she did that, he did that, who did that. I am the only perfected one. So spiritual growth does not happen to that person. And growth of spiritual discipline will be that you will don't find fault. Fault finding tendency will be destroyed. So if you see such person, they are very advanced people, of course. Who will you find who does not criticize others? And we have justification for criticism also. Because he did that, I'm not criticizing, I'm saying the truth. But he did so many good things. Why not to pamper those things? So this tendency is inhuman, the weakness. By repeating a devotee of God, repeating God's name, becomes so pure that that tendency goes away. What the Holy Mother said, don't see the fault with others, but before seeing fault, you see, how can I criticize that person? I have so many failures, so I should not criticize. So he is trying his way, I am trying my. So the holy people will be those will see the good thing in others. Mainly, positive way, seeing good things in others, not criticize. This is the main verse. This translation says, one should mentally honor that devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisance to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, second stage, Diksha. And that after getting not only Diksha, but he is engaged in worshipping the his own chosen idea, the deity we call. And third point, one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee. Who is that pure devotee? Who is advanced in the undeviated devotion in his own life, is devoted to the service of God, all holy people, all holy things, and at the same time whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. The propensity will go away. See the advanced stage. So he's giving 3 stages in the bhakti practice. So, and I love my ideal, so I have respect for all of this, but my service, my dedication is more for that who is constantly engaged in repeating the holy name of the Lord, or engaged in doing, seeing faultless life. No, not seeing any fault for anyone. So he says that, quoting from the Bhagavat, this is the 3 types of Adhikari. Adhikari, Adhikari means competent student, who is competent for bhakti. In Vedanta also have Adhikari. Who is Adhikari? Who is a fit student to study this book? Similarly, Bhakti also says there are Adhikari. There are 3 types of Adhikari. Kanishta, the youngest, middle, and the highest. The Kanishta is that who is once Gira, who is repeated the name of God, even for one time. So we should respect him. At least he has done God's name once. That is Kanishta. But you respect. Don't disrespect him. Second, those who are advanced and they have got initiation and they're engaged in the service of the deity worship. That's why it is called, those who don't get mantra, your food cannot be offered to the Lord. Here also we say, this came from this Vaishnava tradition. Because unless you get, your body will not be pure. That is the Vaishnava idea. When you get mantra, then your body becomes pure. So, and not only is initiated, but he is engaged in the service of the Lord, and worship, and also practice more japa and other things. Just madhyama, middle. And you should respect, you should sastanga pranam, fall at the feet of that guy. No? Now one step high. That person has practiced. So it is called the Uttama. That's what these are. Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. So Uttama Bhakta is who? Now those who will be, as I said, that faithfully they serve the pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service to God. And Vedanta will say not only in God, but all human beings. Animal, human, animal. No? Your love will flow. And he will be lacking the tendency to criticize even. You can come little one step forward on the right side.
Have a little bit of a cold.
Oh, it is cold there more. Acha. Acha. Okay. Acha. So now the Bhagavat is quoting from the Bhagavat. This anything you discuss, it should be referred to some authority. What is the authority? Bhagavat. In the Bhagavat, where 13 books are big volumes, skandhas they call. 13 cantos of the divine sport of Krishna, that is called Bhagavat. There it is said, Archayam evo haraye pujam yah Shuddhaye ahate natad bhakteshu channeshu sa bhaktaha prakrita smita. A person who is verily very faithfully engaged in the worship of the deity in the temple, but who does not know how to behave towards the devotee or people in general is called a prakrita bhakta. Huh? That's very important. You are a devotee, but you don't know how to respect others. That you are not a devotee then. Huh? You may go to temple, you may do all these things, but fundamental thing you should know to how to respect a lover of God. Even he has uh, little tendency to go towards God, you should respect. That means this it is humbling that you should be always humbled. That even someone is calling upon God, I honor him means you love that philosophy. That's why you respect. So this the Bhagavat also says that this Prakrita Bhakta, or it is called the Kanishta. Kanishta means the smallest, Adhikari. The basic competency is there to be a Bhakta, that you should honor a person who has even take the name of the Lord for even once. So it. Next, one therefore has to rise himself from the position of the Kanishta, but we cannot stay in that level of lower level of devotion. So we should rise ourselves into the second level and the platform of Madhyama. Madhyama means middle adhikari. Middle student. Who is the middle? Bhagavat. Again, he is quoting Bhagavat. Ishare tad odhineshu balisheshu drisetsu prema maitri kripopeksha yah karoti samadhyama. He is called the Madhyama or middle standard, the devotee who worships Supreme Personality, means God, as the highest object of love and makes friends with the Lord's devotees. Who is the devotee? Who is merciful to the ignorant and avoids those who are envious by nature. That means he loves these devotees, and those who are hateful to God, they avoid that relationship and they respect more those who call upon God. No? Even in our life we find that we criticize among ourselves. We try too much fault with other people of our own group. But suppose you are going in a plane or in a train, suddenly you find someone you are speaking, and he says, "Oh, who are you? Oh, do you know this Swami? I know this Swami. How do you think? Hey, he knows our Swami." No? How you feel excited to hear an unknown face talking about someone whom you love, no? Or says, "Oh, he's a Vedanta. I know Vedanta. I went there this time." How you feel? You feel like person as if your own. Yeah? So, by here, when we are together, we may have the little good, bad, perfection, imperfection. No. You should respect everyone. He is taking the name of the Lord. He is here for this purpose. That means respect, respect, respect. This is the Madhyama. And then, what is then those who take Diksha? No? Diksha, what is Diksha? It says Chaitanya Charitamrita, the authentic book of Bhakti. Yeah? Sri Chaitanya's statement and life and teachings. It says, Diksha kale bhakta kare atmasamarpan. Sei kale Krishna tare kare atma sama. So when one takes initiation, at the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the servitude of Lord by initiation, surrender himself to God, "Oh Lord, you are my pole star." And taking that ideal, he moves on. The Lord Krishna also accepts him to be as good as he himself. That means initiation is a very great achievement in spiritual life. Those who get that fortune, so that is Sri Mahaprabhu says, those who get this Diksha and in receiving that Diksha, they surrender to God. At that moment, Sri Krishna also, the Lord also, tare kore atma sama. He feels that he is my own, accept it. And also Jiva Goswami, he has in the mentioned in the Bhakti Sandarbha, that is the book what our Swami Atmagyanananda did PhD on this subject, Bhakti Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami. And in that book it says, Divyam Jnanam Jato Dadyat Kurjat Papas Sanshayam Tasma Dikshiti Sa Prukta Deshikais Tattva Kovidam. What is called Diksha? Initiation. What is that? He says, Divyam Jnanam. By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in the material life and gradually becomes interested in spiritual life. And it gives Divyam Jnanam, divine knowledge. Diksha is that which gives us divine knowledge. Did it give divine knowledge? No. But whatever he has given, there is a potential. If we follow that, one day, the divine knowledge, not the knowledge of physics, chemistry, math, not the knowledge of mundane worldly things, but the knowledge of that which is divya, divine knowledge, that will happen. Divyam Jnanam Jato Dadyat. From that, as it is found, Kurjat Papasya Sankshayam. And Papa, Papa means sin. And sin to eradicate the sin. It will eradicate the sins of our mind. Sins mean negative thoughts. Take it very simply. Papasya, all the sin or negative thoughts, it will be eradicated, wiped out, slowly. It will be sangsayam. Tasmat diksheti sap. That is called diksha. So diksha means two things. One, it will bring divya jnanam, the divine knowledge, super knowledge, and kurjat papasya sangsayam. All our bad karmas, all our karma inclination for which we are born here, that will be eradicated. So if that karma goes away, so you need not have to come again. We come, we do our karma because we have some desire. If that karma is gone, and that will not generate any new desire, and it is done for God, you become one with God. So this is the initiation, or meaning according to the Bhakti school. And Krishna, you are a devotee of Krishna. What does it? How it can be recognized? That means they are taking the name of God. So that aspect is given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita again. This is where Sri Mahaprabhu, he says, Jahare Kumala Shraddha Se Kanishta Jana Krame Teho Bhakta Hoive Uttama. Everyone starts with the beginner stage. Kanishta means small. He only takes many people who are very busy, 24 hours busy in their work. They cannot make much time. Maybe taking even 100 job they cannot do. They say, I'm busy. Okay. But they take once the name of the Lord in the morning and once in the evening. That person is a Kanishta. And if he goes on practice, Krome, gradually, they will be Madhyama, middle, higher category of competency, and then the supreme will come. So, on whose faith? One whose faith is soft and pliable is called a beginner. But by gradually following this process, he will rise to the platform of the second class and the first class. First class devotee, mediocre devotee, and the beginner devotee. 3 categories. Srila Satyaraj Khan, a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya, Ask the Lord, how is a Vaishnava could be recognized? How you can see he is a Bhakta? How will you recognize? You see a person. How will you recognize? He says, Prabhu kahe, जार मुखे শুনি একবার কৃষ্ণ নাম সেই পূজ্য শ্রেষ্ঠ সবাকার. If one hears a person say even once the word of the Lord's name, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. Even thousands of people you see a person who even repeats the name of God once, you consider him much greater than that of thousands of people who are maybe rich, intellectual, or very men of position and things. In the devotional scheme, he is much honored, is to be honored. অতএব যার মুখে এক কৃষ্ণ নাম সেই তো বৈষ্ণব করিহ তাহারে সম্মান. This is Bengali, old time Bengali, the Mahaprabhu's time Bengali. That's why যারে মুখে যার মুখে whose utterance এক কৃষ্ণ নাম মানে once that repeating the Lord's name, সেই তো বৈষ্ণব, he is a Vaishnava, he is a lover of Vishnu, he is a lover of Krishna, he is a lover of God. করিবে তাহারে সম্মান, you should respect that person. When emphasis, you see how much they are emphasizing to love and respect the devotees. We respect other people who have other qualities. But do you honor this quality, that one with so much troubles and turmoils, taking the name of the Lord? See how many troubles people go through, but how many people really call upon God to get out of that, no? So those who do, they are really fortunate. So we are to show our respect for them. Shastra Yukti Nahi Jane, while giving instruction to Sanatan Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that Shastra Yukti Nahi Jane, Dridho Shraddhavan, Madhyamadhikari Sei Mahabhagyavan. He is Mahabhagyavan. He is most fortunate. That person is the most fortunate who Shastra Yukti Nahi Jane. He does not know much of the logic. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karone. He does not know all this ratiocination of your logic. All these arguments and cross arguments, as Vedanta path teaches us to understand that Vedanta is the highest. But people don't use them. People think I am more knowledgeable than other person. So it is said that Shastra Yukti Nahi Mane. For him, the reasoning and intellectualism in the scriptures is not the primary point. Dridho Jane Dridho Shraddhavan is firm in repeating God's name, is firm in practicing spiritual discipline, and is devoted to God. Shraddhavan. Madhyamadhikari. He is the next grade of Bhakta, higher Bhakta, next level of Bhakta. So that Bhakta will be, he does not care for your logic or argumenting or understanding intellectually, but he follows the path of devotion by start practicing God mantra, but start practicing. So you know that he is this middle or this next grade higher student. And also therefore Shraddhavan jane hoy bhakti adhikari, uttama madhyama kanishta shraddha anusari. We Gita also said, no? The Shraddha becomes three types. Sattiki Shraddha, Rajasa Shraddha, Tamasa Shraddha. Gita has said three types of Shraddha. Shraddha means faith and trust. It may be three types. One is Tamasa, one is Rajasa, one is Sattika. The three type of devotees all vary because of their trust and faith in God, trust and faith in the holy people, trust and faith in the bhaktas. So that is the, so here also same says, Shraddhaman jan hoy bhakti adhikari. Bhakti adhikari, you are competent for bhakti if you have Shraddha. And according to your Shraddha, you may be higher category, top, middle category, or the beginner category. So these are the three. One becomes qualified as a devotee in the elementary platform, the intermediate platform, and the highest platform of devotional service, according to the development of the Shraddha or faith. Again, Chaitanya Charitamrita said, Shraddha sabde vishwaso kahe sudriho nishchay. Krishne bhakti koile sarva karma krito hoy. What does it mean? If you do Krishna bhakti, if you love Krishna, if you love your chosen ideal, if you love God, simple. If you love God, if you have that devotion, then your all other work is done. All other work means all the rituals, all the paraphernalia are not to be performed by one if one really loves God. So love for God is very important rather than doing the rituals and other formalities. So he says that rendering transcendental service to God, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. Like you water the root, so you water all the leaves and branches, is it not? So you love Krishna, you love God, you love your Ishta, Ramakrishna. Many people may think, oh, he's sitting and doing japa and meditation. What is he doing? He should do all these things. No, that is, if really one is absorbed in God and really taking the name of the Lord, he is doing all types of sevakas. Seva means service activity. So many service activity in the world goes on in different regions, no? But suppose one is devoted to God and he is repeating the name of the Lord, no? You would think, he does not do anything, he only escapes and goes for doing japa and meditation and doing like that. If really he is escaping from his duties, then it is bad. But if he is sincerely calling upon God, he is doing the best karma. So you should respect that person. Sometimes people see the story of the what? The story of the two sisters, Mary and Martha. When Mary was engaged in serving and she complained to Christ that oh Lord, see, that my sister is sitting at your feet only, looking at you. And I cannot manage so many guests, and she is not helping anyway. When this complaint was given, what Christ said, Martha, she is doing the best work. She's thinking of God and God. For if you serve God, you don't have to do other things. Your all other service is being done if you really can get absorbed into it. But we cannot do that. That's why for us, karma, selfless karma, or offering our karma to God, we try those things. But a devotee who is taking the name of the Lord and trying to do that, he is doing much service to the society. That is a major complaint. No, in India, many people, in communist people, they are always to criticize people. Their only duty is to find fault with others. So they used to see and tell this Ramakrishna sadhus, these are parasites of the order. They are eating our food as if he is giving food. He never gives one penny. But he is complaining. These sadhus, see how face is beaming, how they eat, how they are happy. And they are eating their parasites, their pet, our food, our hard-earned money, and they're only eating and enjoying. No? So they thought that the sadhus are meditating and praying and leading a spiritual life. They're not doing any work. Though Ramakrishna Mission does so much work, I'm talking about they're criticizing Ramakrishna Mission. What the question of those other organizations where they don't do any spiritual activity, social activity? But they will say they are sitting and eating. What they do for the society? No? True. But when you do take the Lord's name, you are actually watering the root of the tree of samsara. Everyone will get the positive benefit of it. All the good meditation, good prayer, those people, they radiate that vibration. That's why Swamiji said that if a holy man sits in the cave of Himalayas, people may think he's not doing anything, but Swamiji says his thought vibrations will go all over the globe, penetrate the rocks and mountains and travel far away. Wherever there is a recipient, it will inspire his mind to be positive, to be prayerful, to lead a pure life. No? Contribution they are doing is counteracting all the negative forces. So we have to look at that point that the devotees who are calling upon God, they are really fortunate and they are doing not less work than anyone who does social service and other things. No? So Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. All karma is done by one person if he has only working for concentrating on the Lord and his name, holy name. এখন now so this is this Shraddha word is been explained. Shraddha sabdo Vishwas kahe sudhira nishchay. Shraddha means firm faith, firm conviction. Krishna Bhakti Koile, and then having firm faith, I'm taking the name of the Lord is there. With this faith, when he does, that person is actually sarva karma krit. You see, he transcends all types of social activity and other things. Now it is flowing, no, from heaven. Where it the sound, when a cold comes, I do not know. It occasionally comes.
I'm still on verse 5, Swami.
Of course.
What page?
No page.
No page?
This is a different book.
He's reading
I don't know.
This is a different book. It's a different book,
It's a different book. Yeah.
but with much explanation. So I quoted. More probably they have locked it.
Yeah, there's something there.
You want to do that?
I'm not sure where it is.
I thought just on the
Inside
wall.
office.
This wall, just on the this wall,
Mhm.
on the other side of the wall, just near the door. And see out of the 3 keys, one. Okay, so we have done the same verse so many times. Now we'll go to the next verse. 6th verse. This small book I don't think that you have at all. You have this book. So let me go to this book, the 6th verse. 6th verse is, it is forbidden to view the transcendental Vaishnavas with the material vision. Vaishnava means God's lover of God. Take it here. Don't only go for Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. If you love Krishna, that's okay. If you love Ramakrishna, it is the same. So it is forbidden to view that transcendental Vaishnavas, that means whose mind is absorbed in Lord, in the Lord's name. Don't look upon them as a material person, a mundane person. So now, the verse number 6 on page 41 of this big book. Who have the big book? That you got the 6th verse.
Yeah.
She says, Drishtai Sabhava Janitair Bapusascha Dosair No Prakritatam Iho Bhakta Janasya Pashyat. Gangam Bhasam Nakhalu Budbuda Phena Pankaid Brahma Dravattam Apagachati Nira Dharmai. You got it? Yeah. All the books will say the same because it is the main verse. So it is the verse number 6. So what does it mean? The running translation. Drishtai Svabhava Janitair Bapusascha Dosairna Prakritattam Iho Bhakta Janasya Pashyat. Don't see, one should not consider a devotee to be an ordinary mundane person. Devotee situated in the material world should not be viewed with the material vision. A bhakta, a devotee, lover of God, is in the society. He sleeps with other people. Don't consider them, they are ordinary. Sri Ramakrishna also appreciated this. He, being in the life's difficult condition, so much of responsibility, a householder person, if he takes one time God's name, God loves it more. He says, the sadhus, what is the greatness in them? They will have to call upon God. If they don't, people will say hi on you. You have become a sadhu and you don't call upon God. Ramakrishna's emphasis, look at that. It is taken for granted that you have become a monk. So you will call upon God. But Ramakrishna said, those being in the world, carrying the huge load of the samsara, they can take God's name once. It's an ordinary thing. So that's why once Narada came and says, who is the greatest bhakta? Narada has little understanding that I am a bhakta because he always chants the name of the Lord. Krishna, 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 Krishna. And he has no other duty. He is a monk. So he will have to do that. What is the big point in it? Is that accepted? Then he said, Sri Krishna says, there is go and see one farmer who is day and night working in the field, and he is my bhakta. He said, I repeat the name of Lord day and night, I am not a bhakta. And that guy who spends his time in rearing the cows and tilting the ground and doing all these things, and he does not do God's name at all. But go and check it. So he checked in. He only gets up. When he gets up, he takes the name, oh Krishna, oh Lord, please take me. Look at me, I am your humble devotee. And some prayers or something. And at the day, whole day he works and comes at the end of the day. He says, oh Lord, my pranam, I did this, I offer it to you, and sleeps. He does not do japa, meditation, spiritual practice. And I do all the time. Okay. So he then bought a cup and filled it with oil and said, now you take this bowl and go around me and come back. And he naturally, if any one of us is given almost full to the brim, one cup with oil, and I am to go round, how will you go? Your attention is where? Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. You have to check on, it does not spill. And he said, it will not spill. And then you have to come back. And he actually did with utmost care. It does not spill. And he successful came back and then stood. Acha Narada, tell me, how many times you thought of me? He went, yes. How can I think? Because I have to attention is given on the bowl. It did not spill. Then my full attention is the work. So how can I do? Well, see, if you are such a devotee, being such a devotee, with this responsibility of taking one cup full of oil around me, you fail. You forget me all the time. So the householder people who are with so much pressure of activity, responsibility, and this and that, they are taking my name. That farmer in the morning, he takes my name. At the end of the whole day's toil, he comes and takes my name. So is he not a bhakta? Then Narada understood, yes, we should not judge a person seeing how much he does. That's why our tradition also said, that you do your karma, start your karma with the Lord's name, do concentrate totally what to do, what forget about God or anything. Do the work perfectly. And when the perfect work is done, and give it back to the Lord. Okay, Lord, your karma. Huh? Suppose, for an example, here Ramakrishna comes. And he asked me, or you, or somebody, all of us, oh, can you can you prepare a meal for me? Or can you do something? Any work. I want this to be typed and bring it back to me, even if you want. So when you do, you will be saying, loudly chanting the name and do the work wrong, with the wrong work or wrong cooking, you bring him and give it to, okay, now you eat. Will he be pleased, or you do the work perfectly, thinking that you are doing for God? Who will be pleased? Just let us think. That means it is there. You have to think that you are doing for him. You take his name. Devotee is that who says, Dridho Vishwas, I am doing his work. Krishna Puja in the temple, or service to others as Krishna, it's his devotees. So that attitude should be taken. So don't disregard this type of people who have not apparently day and night calling upon God, but they are devoted to God with that earnestness. So,
Swami, we shouldn't be worrying about what other people are doing anyway.
that's true, but we do. Our tendency is like that. Yeah, our tendency is that what I am doing is not important, what you are doing.
Right.
And we have our bhaktas have also ego. I sit in the temple for long, and they don't come and sit. I am something. And don't keep that pride. Do the best you can do, but don't judge others much. Unless you are being you have to supervise that. The monks, when you become a head, you have certain responsibility. You may not do, but you can say, hey, you have to do this. Because that is given. What can I do? That is the responsibility given on us. But unnecessarily, if it is not my business, I should not have to say. No? When you become a head, then you say, oh, you are the head. Head does not mean only head. He will have to have this responsibility to look all the devotees and the monastics, and they are in the spiritual growth, if you can help them and guide them. No, that's also another responsibility. So if you are given that, then you can say a few words, but not with pride and ego. There also, but with the responsibility to discharge the responsibility. But for us, when there is no such responsibility, we need not have to look at the, as you say, what is the need of looking at others? I have enough problem for myself. Normally, I have enough problem for myself to solve, but I take the problems of others to solve. No, so it is not necessary. True. So devotees situated in this material world, devotees, mind it, they're talking about the devotees who are in the world, should not be viewed with material vision. In other words, one should not consider them to be ordinary conditioned souls. Don't think that they are ordinary person, jiva, uh, who is attached to the world. You need not have to judge. From your outside, you may see that his activity or her activity is like that. So you need not go for judging that. The imperfections visible in their natures. What is the imperfections of their nature? Someone is born in a low caste, society is low strata. Harshness is his behavior little harsh. Lethargy is lethargic, true, and so forth. All these things. And the imperfections visible in their bodies. Some may be good looking, some may be little not, such as ugly figures, disease, deformities, and so on, are precisely like the appearance of the bubbles, foam, and mud in the Ganga. Ganga water, it become muddy, it become foamy, it become bubble. So different people may look not that decent. Maybe someone looks little, what you call, ugly. They have said ugly features or deformities in the body. Don't judge that person because of those things. Look at it as a devotee. Honor everyone. It's your ultimate spiritual life is what? Seeing God everywhere, is it not? How that will come if we don't practice that way? That not to see the outer structure of the person, outer activities, outer position. Some may be highly educated, one person may not be that much, didn't get any chance. In India, you go, there are Vaishnava devotees who never go to school, but they're singing the name of God and tears are rolling down. Will you judge that person? I am be senior to you. I am in a high position. I have richness in my financial condition or my educational condition. Don't judge all these conditions. Then Miss Bhakti always teaches us to be humble, and try to see God's play. And you take the name of the Lord, purifying. So it is like a Ganga. You see in the Ganga bubble, muddy and all this foam. But Ganga is all pure, is it not? Whatever it may be muddy water, but you touch that Ganga, purity does not go away anywhere. That is the beauty of the Ganga water. That's in the early days. Now Ganga water, you can purchase it, available. In early days, the Ganga water is very difficult. You bring from India, and after some days it is finished. What do you do? Then you bring Ganga mati, the mud or clay from the Ganga, and put it here and pour water on that. That becomes Ganga. That is the way we did it here, because those days it was not available. That means the power of the purity, purifying power of the Ganga is not abated. So similarly, these devotees who are taking the name of the Lord, whether their outward form is sweet or nice or little harsh or whatever, don't look at that. See that inner life is filled with the love for God. So, despite such apparent pollution in the water of the Ganga, she, means the Ganga, retains her nature as liquefied transcendence, as if a liquefied form of purity. Ganga is considered to be liquefied form of purity. That's why every auspicious occasion, we sprinkle Ganga. We think that is purifying me. No one in the whole world, like Jerusalem, you go and that you touch this and that, you become feel the purification. So Ganga is considered to be from high Himalayas, the source, Gomukh, where crystal clear Ganga water, the source, and go down, go down, go down. Then you become Benares, you becomes dirty. Then go to Calcutta, it is worst. And go to the Kalighat side and then see the Ganga, what is the condition of the Adi Ganga. Now you cannot use it. But the purifying power of the Ganga is the same. So, similarly, the self-realized bhaktas always exist in the transcendental plane, and one should not attribute material defects upon them. So, Upadesha, that one tika, a commentary. What is the commentary? Due to their residing within the material world, pure devotees seem to have some apparent defects from the mundane perspective. It is the mundane perspective, means worldly perspective. Nevertheless, we should not consider such devotees to be material or worldly. In other words, to be ordinary conditioned souls. Don't think that they are ordinary, though they look ordinary in their appearance, in their behavior, in their lifestyle, in their activity level. No. Thakur, that's why I said there is no caste of the bhaktas, whether it is Brahmin or in India, caste system. But Ramakrishna said there is only one way to destroy the caste system. That was Ramakrishna's formula. What is that? Be a devotee. When we become devotee, we don't think who are you, what background you are coming. We all call upon God when the kirtan happens in our temple. So what you call? You sing and call, naki na? What is the terminology?
Call and response.
Call and response. So call and response. So we are all together. So no question who you are, who am I. So this type of unification comes through devotion. Lovers of God can do that. If one notices imperfection in their nature, such as harshness, anger, greed, and so forth, or imperfections in their body, such as lack of cleanliness, ugliness, aging, and so on, one should never assign mundane attributes to them. It is impossible for these mundane imperfections to exist within devotees' spiritually perfected bodies. Therefore, to perceive these mundane defects in elevated devotees is offensive. You are getting all this? These words are there?
Yes, they're all, yeah.
Same?
Word by word.
Oh, bah, good. Therefore, to perceive these mundane defects in elevated devotees is offensive. Those devotees who are taking the name of the Lord, they are advanced devotees. No, we should not look upon them with a little critical eye. This point has been made clear by the example of the Ganga water. Another further explanation, the instructions of the sixth verse. This is the sixth verse we are on now. That it is improper to perceive mundane defects in pure devotees and to consider such devotees to be mere conditioned souls. It is impossible for pure devotees to fall into bad association or to commit offenses to the holy name. Perhaps there can be some imperfections in their bodies and in their nature, lack of cleanliness, deformity, ugliness, old age, and so forth, are bodily imperfections. Birth in a low caste, harshness, lethargy, and so forth are imperfections in their character. The water of Ganga is considered to be pure, despite the natural appearances of bubble, foam, mud, and so on within it. And its nature is liquefied transcendence that is not lost. Similarly, the Vaishnavas, the devotees who have realized their eternal identities, are not contaminated by the natural transformations of the physical body, such as birth, etc., birth, aging, death, etc. Therefore, even upon observing imperfections in a pure Vaishnava, one intent on performing bhajan should never disrespect him. That means, even upon observing imperfections in a pure bhakta, suppose you see a bhakta and apparently you see some imperfection is there, even if it is there, that you should never disrespect him. The most emphasis is that do not disrespect a devotee, lover of God. By disrespecting such a personality, one becomes an offender to God, because you are disrespecting God. One should not perceive the apparent defects in the bodies or characters of a pure devotee by viewing such devotees with mundane vision. The same idea, no? Again and again. Just as the water of the Ganga forever remains transcendental, though it is mixed with bubbles from mud, similarly pure devotees are always transcendental. To view them on the basis of mundane consideration is offensive. Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has also warned us to beware of this. What the Bhagavad Gita says? Bhagavad Gita says, 9th chapter, 30 and 31 verse. It says, Opiche sudurachara bhajate mam anannabhag sadhureva samantabhya sammak vyavosito isa Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashat shantim nigacchati kaunteyo pratijanihi name bhakta pranashati. So what does it mean? If even most ill-behaved person intently engages in exclusive devotional service to me, Mane Krishna, the Lord, he is worthy of being considered a saintly person. Gita says that consider him to be a saintly person. Even ill-behaved person intently engages in exclusive devotion. But main thing is that he loves God, is engaged in God consciousness. So that person is worthy of considering to be a saintly person due to his intelligence being fixed on that devotion. His buddhi is pure, that's why it is taking him to God. He quickly becomes righteous and attains eternal peace. O son of Kunti, attest that my devotees never perish. I will take care of them. So another few lines are there. Even though a devotee of Lord may not be born in Brahmana family in India, because these are all written mostly in India, caste system and other things. We think that he is born in a Brahmin family, higher caste, lower caste, no, touchable, untouchable. So actually, Vaishnava tradition, what it actually did, it broke the caste system. Sri Chaitanya's greatest contribution as a social reformer. Many people look upon Sri Chaitanya as a social reformer. What he did, this caste system, that's why in the group of Sri Chaitanya, Muslims were there. Jaban Haridas, example. People from lower strata of the society, what is called Jagai Madai, drunk, worst character, bohemian character. King's prime minister, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they're the finance minister. And so this type of high level society, they merged into one. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Forget about everything. So they all united. Ramakrishna did the same thing, caste system to destroy. So he says, even though a devotee of Lord may not be born in a Brahmana family or a Goswami line, Goswami are high in our bhakti, adoration. Our Swami, Shahananda Maharaj was Vipad Bhanjan Goswami. Goswamis are very much respected. They are high in the Bible. So even born in a Brahmana family or a Goswami line, not to refer him as Goswami or Prabhu. Don't say he's a Goswami, he's a Brahmin, he's a Prabhu. It's considered viewing him in the mundane vision. Devotees born in Goswami lines and those born in any other caste should be treated equally. regardless. Now in this country also we are so much progressive, but color, skin, there is a different distinction. Men and women, there is distinction in social system of uh, different activities, getting a job and this and that.
Mostly by money.
Eh?
Mostly by money.
By money people, one class, millionaire, billionaire, middle class, lower class. So all distinction that can go away when you go to church, when you sing the Lord's name together. Then we consider. Somebody sent me one beautiful photograph. Say thousands of skeletons. Then he said, "Can you distinguish who is man, who is woman? Can you think who is holy, who is unholy? Can you say who is rich, who is uh, poor? Can you say who is good and who is honest, dishonest?" Ultimately, this is the thing. If you look at from that perspective, if you look at the skeleton, then this is the ultimate end. This physicality will drop. So look from that point of unity that we belong to God. That is the highest.
So one person expressed this idea as follows: in India, it's caste; in England, it's class; in America, it's cash.
Gas. Good idea. Class,
That's good.
then class,
Uh-huh. And cash.
gas. Three C's.
Yeah.
Swami, what about from the point of view of yoga? Let's say if
No,
somebody...
let me finish it.
Oh,
And then we'll talk.
okay.
Because his time is up. So, regardless of the caste in which a devotee has taken birth, to assign material attributes to him is offensive. Don't judge by that name. But if any person who has made a degree of progress along the path of bhakti considers himself a devotee and begins engaging in material misconduct, he will certainly fall from the path of bhakti. See, at the same time, warning. If he does really double dealing in life, no. So if he's not heart and soul given to God, then it is dangerous for that person. He is not a bhakta. By coming into contact with such person, one's bhakti is destroyed. That's why it is said, avoid that company, whose life and character is not in line with the devotees. Devotees will be honest, sincere, prayerful. Maybe I am doing one time prayer. Or maybe I am doing 5 minutes prayer. That's not point. But the person is sincere and honest. And the person showing or at the same time on the rosary and doing all types of nonsense things. So that is not a bhakta. Some people being proud of their birth in a Brahmana family or similarly high lineage are unable to grasp either the impeccable conduct or elevated spiritual thought of perfected devotees, Siddha Bhaktas. Due to this, they disrespect Vaishnavas in varieties of ways and become offenders at the feet of the Lord. Therefore, in this matter, the sadhakas should remain very careful. That means the one sum and substance of entire 1 hour talk or 1 hour reading is that respect a devotee who is sincere and who is even trying to do his best with 1,000 failures, maybe sincerely trying, then taking the name of the Lord, respect him. What the question? Who is more absorbed? No, not to look down on them. Yes, and your idea is about the yoga side.
So, for
What the yoga?
if it's a person, why should be respected? Because maybe the person who's more devotional, he can correct himself. If he has that ability. Say, for instance, somebody who practices yoga, he has some fault or some bad character defect. He can understand it and correct it. Could that be more possible? Could that be something?
See how that will be a good thing if one can understand himself and correct himself. But it does not. Our normal natural tendency is what? I may not do it, but I see all the defects there. I'm not looking at me. What I tried, I should do, I do not.
Mm.
our attention does not go this way. Normal attention goes what other people is doing. I see before my eyes. I am an observer for others' activities, but I am not observer of my own mind.
Mm.
So that's why it is for meditation or for bhakti or for jnana, everywhere the same.
Let's say this. Say, for instance, I know this singer, okay? He sings classical music. Said, I don't need the critic to tell me my mistake because I know the music so much better than the critic. So I understand what I'm doing wrong.
And that's good. If it is subjective correction, that is good. It's for subjective correction. No, that is bad. Let that do not become like that.
Yeah, but I think that's still looking at the level from the human.
Human perspective.
It's not
Yeah.
looking at the level of the Atman.
Right.
So
But
just don't judge because it doesn't matter. The critic and the singer are still like the same person. Right?
yes. Now, you see, that's true. But you can take even that, if you in a positive way, you see, that this singing is that I should not sing like that. If it is so bad for others, I should not create a pain for others. If I sing some songs and it becomes a sore or to their ear, and they want to run away. So better I should not sing like that. What he has done, and thank God.
It's just like
Oh,
the
for
gift.
some
It's the
people.
gift to God.
Yeah.
Your voice is the
No,
gift
what
to
I
God.
was trying to say is the ability that somebody can correct himself. You understand?
Of course you